What the fuck is that? Ain't shit up there. Ain't shit up there.
Oh! Oh! What? Tu vois là-bas? Putain, il y a un truc. Pardon. What?
Just found this outside in town. Look all this. It's like some weird alien bug.
This video, shared by a nightmare junkie, shows a man hiking deep in the woods when things took a terrifying turn. At first he thought he spotted a bear lurking nearby, until it suddenly moved fast, too fast to be a bear. Before he could react, the creature tried to go after his dog, but the brave pup stood its ground, barking and protecting its owner. The man could barely believe what he was seeing. The thing's movement was unlike anything normal. Realizing it wasn't safe, he grabbed his dog and got out of there as quickly as he could. Whatever that was in the woods that day, it definitely wasn't something he ever wanted to see again. A TikToker was camping near the woods when strange noises woke him up in the middle of the night. Curious but nervous, he grabbed his camera and stepped outside to see what was going on. As he started recording, he caught something weird. A dark shadow creeping behind a house deep in the woods. It wasn't an animal. The movement looked too deliberate, too human, but not quite. His heart was racing and fear took over.
What the fuck is that? Ain't shit up there. Ain't shit up there. So what the fuck? Where you going? Fuck is that? Alright. Hey, I'm black. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here.
He didn't dare get closer, just kept filming from a distance, hoping it wouldn't notice him. Whatever that thing was, it disappeared into the darkness, leaving him completely shaken and wondering what he had just witnessed. A Reddit user shared this eerie photo after visiting a cemetery late at night to take some pictures. Everything seemed normal until the next morning. When she went through the photos, she spotted something strange. In one of the shots, there was a faint outline, almost like the shape of a human figure, but transparent, blurred, and glowing slightly in the dark. No one else was there at the time, and there was nothing around that could have made that shadow. The photo quickly went viral, leaving people wondering, was it just a trick of the light, or did the camera actually capture something from beyond? Whatever it was, it's enough to give anyone chills. While walking through the garden of his apartment complex, a Reddit user was just messing around with his camera, testing the shutter sound and snapping random shots. No intention, no target, just a few quick clicks. But out of the 5 photos he took, one came back completely wrong. Something or someone showed up in the frame. Nothing had been there a second earlier, nothing unusual in sight when the picture was taken. Yet the image suggested otherwise. Maybe it was pareidolia, just the mind-twisting shadows into shapes. Or maybe he accidentally captured something that wasn't supposed to be seen. The kind of thing that lingers in the background, watching, waiting, unnoticed until it's too late. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask you for a quick favour. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We're getting closer to 20,000 subscribers, and once we hit that milestone, a few lucky subscribers will receive a special surprise. Now let's go back to the video. 2 friends posted a TikTok of their late-night ride through a fog-soaked forest. At first, everything felt like a normal, chill adventure, just the hum of the bike and the mist rolling in. Then the screams started, sharp, twisted, inhuman, almost like several voices crying out at the same time. They froze.
Oh! Oh! What? Tu vois là-bas? Putain, il y a un truc. Pardon. What? Tu l'as vu?
Oui, j'ai vu. T'as vu une...
Là-bas?
Oui, il y a une
Attends,
silhouette
tu veux te rapprocher pour voir?
C'est quoi?
Je sais pas. Il y a un truc blanc là-bas. Il s'est arrêté.
Oh!
Putain! C'est quoi ce bordel?
Attends, mais je rêve ou tu vois le...
Mais là-bas, là, regarde, on voit bien, on est d'accord?
Oui.
Il y a quelque chose de blanc.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait ma trottinette? Mec, il y a un truc bizarre qui se passe là.
What?
As they scanned the trees, a pale shape slowly leaned out from behind a trunk, just enough to be seen through the fog. The screams grew louder, closer, and the moment they realized they weren't alone, they sped off without looking back. Later, they suggested it could have been SCP-96 or the infamous rake lurking in the woods. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't normal. A Reddit user shared a photo and a story that's been creeping people out ever since. Their mum had built a small walkway behind their house, lined with driftwood and mossy sticks, and snapped a picture to show the family. But when she looked closer, something strange was standing in the background. She cropped the image, circled the figure, and that's when things got unsettling. The forest behind their home is usually calm, nothing more than a coyote or a black bear. But this figure didn't match anything natural. It wasn't a tree stump, it wasn't a person, and it didn't blend with the lighting. The shape looked pale, statue-like, almost edited into the scene, yet it was really there. A shadowy figure no one can explain. This TikTok video captured a creature that looked straight out of a nightmare, an insect-like thing crawling across the ground with translucent skin that showed its insides shifting as it moved.
I just found this outside of the town. In the comments, if you know what type of bug it is. It's like some weird alien bug.
The strangest part was the long yellow bulge running along its tail and upper body, pulsing and expanding like it was alive on its own. The campers watching were confused, freaked out, and whispering about how alien it looked. Sure, it might just be a type of flatworm called a planarian, but its eerie, otherworldly appearance leaves plenty of space for the imagination to run wild, and none of it feels comforting. While driving home after a long hike, this Reddit user ended up capturing something far more unsettling than the lightning storm raging around in the sky. The road was the only focus at the time, but the camera picked up something strange lurking in the sky. Some commenters claimed it looked like a night owl, others said it moved like a bat. But whatever it was, it didn't fit any normal shape. It hovered for a split second, almost too still to be a bird, too defined to be a reflection, and too distorted to explain away. Maybe it was just a creature caught mid-flight. Maybe it was a light trick. Or maybe it was something that wasn't supposed to be seen at all. This video was shared on TikTok and it's seriously creepy. The guy was just walking down his street at night when he noticed something strange moving in the wilderness nearby. At first, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him, but then he saw it clearly. A weird figure, covered in white cloth, with glowing white eyes, just moving around under a tree like it was playing. He couldn't tell if it was a person, a prank, or something not entirely human. The moment the thing realized it was being watched, it vanished instantly into the darkness. He stood there frozen, trying to process what he'd just seen. That night, he definitely learned he had a neighbor he never wanted to meet again. A Reddit user shared a chilling photo taken by a friend who set out to capture a forest fire, but ended up with something far stranger. In the long exposure shot, a distorted figure appears, stretched and ghost-like, as if caught mid-movement in a place where no one was supposed to be. The friend claimed no one else was out there that night. Some believe it's a spirit drawn to the flames, others insist it's just motion blur playing tricks on the eyes. Real or not, the image feels wrong, like something unnatural slipped into the frame, watching from the darkness where it shouldn't exist. Reddit user Terrypilled captured something unsettling in one of his photos. A pale, human-shaped figure lurking behind a bush near the suspension bridge at Pisha Campground. At first, it looked like nothing more than a trick of the plants, but when he compared it to a daytime photo, the spot was empty. That's when things got creepy. Some people think it might be light reflection, motion blur, or maybe even an animal caught mid-movement. Others swear it looks like a ghostly apparition, something not meant to be there at all. Just a strange coincidence, or something genuinely paranormal hiding in the woods. Early one morning on Thomas Mountain, California, a hiker noticed an eerie, almost unnatural silence that sent shivers down the spine. Before heading back to camp, a few snapshots of the surroundings were taken. Nothing seemed out of place. But later, one photo revealed something chilling. A strange head, barely visible, peeking from behind a branch. It wasn't in any of the other pictures. Questions linger. What exactly was hiding there that day? Whatever it was, it left a haunting mark on an otherwise peaceful morning, and it's drawing curious eyes back to that exact spot. This clip was shared by a Reddit user, and honestly, it's pure nightmare fuel. A man decided to climb Watzmann in the Alps, one of Germany's steepest, deadliest peaks, and he did it completely unprotected. No ropes, no helmet, no gear, just trail shoes and what looked like sheer madness. The camera shows him inching along narrow ledges with 1,000-foot drops on either side. One wrong move, one loose rock, and it's all over. No chance of survival. The wind howling, the mist closing in, every step feels like a brush with death. Most people wouldn't even dream of standing that high up, let alone hiking barefoot to safety gear. Was it bravery, insanity, or maybe a death wish? Would you ever risk your life for a view like this, knowing one slip could be your last? This video was uploaded by a TikToker, and it's honestly one of the creepiest things online right now. A woman living deep in the Pacific Northwest woke up early, just as the sun was coming up, and spotted something weird near the woods outside her house. When she zoomed in, there it was, a figure that looked exactly like someone dressed as a witch, just standing still in the wilderness. Now keep in mind, this area is super remote. No neighbours, no roads, no reason for anyone to be out there in costume. Then it got even creepier. An object nearby started floating like it was levitating on its own. That's when the video cuts off. No explanation, no follow-up, just pure mystery. Was it some elaborate prank, camera glitch? Or did she actually catch something supernatural on film? So, this video comes from Trent of Trent Weldy Outdoors, a YouTube page who went on a solo car camping trip deep in the Florida wilderness. He showed up late, set up camp in the dark, cooked some food, and crashed in the back of his car. Everything seemed calm, peaceful even, until the middle of the night. Something just felt off. He kept hearing faint noises outside, but like someone was around, or so he thought.
Really want to put it out. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm sleeping in my car in a parking lot, and there's somebody walking around between our cars. He's walking around both mine and Dustin's. He tried to open my door, but luckily my car was locked. against the window. This is crazy, Emily.
The next morning, as the sun came up, he spotted something that made his stomach drop. A narrow, hidden trail leading straight from the dense woods to his car door. No footprints, no signs of animals, just that eerie path.
And there's a trail in the woods, so whatever was walking around the car, it looked like it was up on two legs like a human, but whatever it was come out of this trail and went down into the woods somewhere. I don't know. Definitely not going to be staying here again tonight, though, that's for sure.
Who or what was watching him out there? And how long were they standing so close? One thing's for sure, he didn't stick around to find out. Crazy video. This eerie clip was uploaded by a TikToker named Sexy Nico. He and his friends had just arrived at a campsite late at night when one of them suddenly started honking the car horn. At first, everyone thought it was a joke until they turned and saw her. A strange woman was standing nearby, staring at them, then climbed onto the roof of the car and began whispering, "Give me the kids," even though there weren't any children there.
Car. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. We have to move because of this bitch.
Yeah, and I was like, Tony,
I thought I saw somebody as well. I think there's another person. Someone in red.
She's on fucking drugs.
Yeah. Hard time. And she bent your roof.
Yo, was it a girl?
Yeah, let's just go. Come on, we'll just fuck off.
The group froze as she hissed, jumped off the car and vanished into the darkness of the woods. They packed up and left immediately. Maybe it was a prank, but how? Could anyone bend a car roof and disappear that fast? Who or what was that woman? A Reddit user shared this creepy, strange photo. This picture was snapped during a 4th of July camping trip. Just 5 close friends hanging out by a quiet lake, having a good time. They were Alaskans, totally used to the deep woods and the eerie silence of the wild. The night felt perfectly normal. Fireworks bursting, laughter echoing, and a few photos by the water to remember it all. But later, while checking the pictures, something felt off. In one shot, all 4 friends were there, and behind them stood a pale, shadowy figure that none of them recognized. The person who took the photo swore no one else was around that night. Here's where it gets creepy. That same lake is known for a dark past. Drownings, strange disappearances, and ghost stories. So who, or what, really appeared in that photo? Coincidence, or something haunting the lake? This chilling video was shared by a TikToker, a wildlife enthusiast reviewing his trail cam footage from deep in the Appalachian Mountains, stumbled upon something downright unsettling. At first glance, it looked like a massive creature walking upright through the forest, tall, dark, and eerily human-shaped. But after a closer look, it turned out to be a bear, walking on 2 legs. No front limbs, just standing and moving like it had adapted to life that way. The sight alone is enough to make your skin crawl, especially in a place known for strange sightings and cryptid legends. Imagine catching that on camera in the dead of night. It raises a chilling question. How many creatures caught on blurry trail cams are actually just nature's twisted accidents, and how many aren't? This video was posted by a Reddit user who lives deep in the woods. No neighbors, no streetlights, nothing but trees and silence. One early morning, while getting ready for work, she noticed a strange glowing light coming from a tree in her yard. It wasn't the moon, and there were no lights around to cause it. Curious and a little freaked out, she pulled out her phone and recorded it before leaving. Later, her husband slowed down the footage, and that's when things got creepy. Inside that glow was what looked like a face. Not a reflection, not a trick of the camera, an actual face staring back. So what was it? A spirit? Someone watching from the woods? or something far more unexplainable? This photo was shared by a Reddit user. A man set up a trail camera deep inside a remote forest, hoping to capture wildlife footage. But what he found later was far from ordinary. As he reviewed the clips, one frame froze him in shock. A humanoid figure moving strangely, its shape just off. It didn't look entirely human. The spot was miles from civilization, and the camera was hidden so well that no one should have known it was there. He tried to reason it out. Maybe it was just a random hiker who got lost, but the way it moved, the way it turned toward the camera like it knew it was being watched, something wasn't right. Could this be proof of something unnatural lurking in those woods? This clip was shared by iMerkZoo on YouTube, and it's got people seriously creeped out. While hiking through the woods back in December 2017, the hiker spotted something unsettling. A tall, dark, hairy figure standing completely still between the trees. The creature looked massive, and before he could get closer, it vanished into the forest. He only managed to film its back, but that was enough to stir up chaos online. Some viewers swear it's Bigfoot, others claim it's a Sasquatch, and a few say it's just someone in a costume pulling a prank. But the shape, the height, and the way it moved don't really match a human. Whatever it was, it didn't look normal. Could this finally be the real proof of something hiding in the wilderness? Or just another eerie mystery no one can explain? While hiking deep in the Canadian wilderness, a traveller spotted something moving in a narrow gap between the mountains. Thinking it was maybe an animal, he pulled out his camera and started recording. But as he zoomed in, something was already watching him. A pale, human-shaped figure stood inside the dark opening, its skin almost glowing white, its eyes huge and black, and its face oddly smooth, missing a nose entirely. The hiker froze, then bolted down the trail, heart racing. The short clip ends abruptly, but what it captured is enough to chill anyone. Was it an alien? A creature hiding in the mountains? Or something that's been living out there, watching from the shadows? Whatever it was, it didn't want to be found. A family decided to spend a quiet weekend camping deep in the woods, far from town and civilization. The night was calm, just a bonfire crackling, laughter, and a few photos to remember the moment. But when they looked back at the pictures later, the mood changed instantly. Behind them, just past the tree line, stood a tall, pale figure, thin, motionless, and way too human-looking to be an illusion. People online quickly pointed out how much it resembled the classic image of a skinwalker, but if that's true, why was it watching them so closely? Some say it's just a trick of the light, others think it's something far worse. Out there, miles from anyone, who or what was standing in the dark? Would you go camping again after seeing that in your photo? Driving home late one night along a lonely mountain road surrounded by endless woods, a woman noticed something strange near her house. She stopped just long enough to snap a picture, and what appeared in the photo sent chills down her spine. A dark, blurry figure stood motionless by the roadside. It could have been a shadow, or maybe something else entirely. She drives that same road every day, yet she swore nothing had ever been there before. The photo still haunts her. Was it just a trick of the trees, or something watching her from the darkness? That road now feels less like home, and more like the start of a horror story. This video was shared by the Alien Archive, and it's deeply unsettling. A local man, familiar with every inch of his mountain town, went for a walk when he spotted something unbelievable. Two tall, humanoid figures standing motionless at the top of the mountain. The area was completely deserted, no reason for anyone to be there. As he tried to move closer for a better look, both figures suddenly vanished, gone in an instant, like they dissolved into thin air. To this day, he has no idea what he witnessed. Were they human, or something not meant to be seen? What do you think? This video was shared by Rocky Mountain Sasquatch, and it's seriously creepy. While hiking through a remote trail, a man spotted something unusual sitting on a small crossover bridge. At first it looked like a child, but as he zoomed in, he realized it wasn't. The figure was covered in dark hair, its face pitch black, and it barely moved. Whatever it was, it didn't look human.
Yeah, I can't say for sure what it is, but I noticed it was a child size at the time and I assumed adults would be around. But when I look at my video, it is all that I see. Maybe someone should research the area back there. It bothered me enough to go back and measure the handrail.
The man stood frozen, unsure whether to get closer or run. Some say it could be a young creature of something far stranger. What do you think was really sitting on that bridge? A Reddit user shared a terrifying moment from a hike in Rocky Mountain National Park. While walking a quiet trail, she suddenly froze. A massive moose emerged from the trees, stepping right onto her path. The creature was huge, powerful, and far too close for comfort. She stayed completely still, praying it wouldn't notice her. Luckily, the moose turned away, wandering back into the woods. But if it had charged, things could have ended very differently. One wrong move, and that peaceful hike might have turned into a nightmare. Would you dare to stay calm with something that size staring you down? A lone hiker ventured deep into the thick forest, surrounded only by silence and towering trees. But that peaceful calm was shattered in an instant, and a massive bear emerged from the shadows. With no time to run, his heart pounded as he dropped to the ground, pretending to be lifeless. The creature circled him slowly, its heavy breath brushing against his skin. Then came a nudge on his foot, a test. Every second felt like an eternity. Finally, the bear turned and disappeared into the woods, leaving him trembling in fear. He survived, but the memory still haunts him. Reddit user shared this eerie photo, and it's left people questioning what really happened here. While hiking, she came across a tree bent unnaturally to one side, twisted as if an invisible force had been pushing it for years. But here's the strange part. There was no wind. The air was still, silent, yet the tree looked like it had been frozen mid-scream against a storm that never came. Some say it's nature's mystery. Others think there's something far darker behind it. What could have caused a tree to grow like this, in a place so calm and quiet? A Reddit user shared a chilling moment from her hike. While walking through the woods, she stumbled upon a small bear cub. Thinking it was harmless, she pulled out her phone to record the adorable scene, unaware of the real danger lurking nearby. Where there's a cub, the mother is never far behind. One wrong move, one loud sound, and she could have faced a deadly attack. Every second felt tense. Every rustle in the trees sent chills down her spine. Luckily, she managed to back away safely. But not everyone who meets a cub in the wild lives to tell the story. On October 3rd, 2019, a group of hunters was deep in the forest of Ontario when an eerie sound shattered the silence. A low, guttural scream echoed through the trees, raw, tortured, and nothing like they'd ever heard before. It wasn't an animal, yet it didn't sound human either.
Oh my God.
The hunters froze, gripping their gear, their hearts pounding as the sound grew louder, then suddenly stopped. The forest fell completely silent, almost like it was holding its breath. Whatever made that sound was still out there, watching, hidden somewhere in the dark woods, waiting for them to make a move. A TikTok video taken in Mexico has left viewers completely baffled. A woman exploring the mountains captured something eerie, a small figure standing motionless at the mouth of a cave high up on a cliff. At first she thought it might be a child, but that thought quickly faded.
Empecé a ver una cara en las rocas, pero lo más importante es que adentro de las caras aprecio ver dos piernitas, que no sé si lo logran ver. No sé si logran ver ahí adentro de ese ojo. Veo a dos piernitas, parecieran... A ver si se puede apreciar ahí. Empecé a ver una cara en las rocas, pero lo más importante es que adentro de las caras aprecio ver dos piernitas, que no sé si lo logran.
How could a child climb that high? And why was it just standing there, staring down? The figure looked human, yet something about it felt disturbingly wrong. Its proportions, its stillness. Could it be a member of an undiscovered tribe? A ghost haunting the cave? Or perhaps something far darker, a creature that hides where no human dares to go? What do you think she really saw up there? This chilling story was shared on Reddit, and it's one that still haunts everyone who's heard it. During a quiet winter hike in Bunya Mountains National Park, a family stopped to capture sunlight breaking through the trees. Hours into the hike, they hadn't seen a soul. Later, while reviewing the photos, the daughter pointed out something no one remembered seeing: a woman in a long black dress standing deep in the woods. Her presence felt wrong, her clothes too old for this time. When the photo was shown to others, everyone felt uneasy. Some say that the same trail carries a dark, watching presence. What do you think the woman is? A ghost or someone hiding in the forest, or even just a normal hiker also? A man hiking deep in the woods captured something that left viewers unsettled. A tall, dark humanoid figure moving deliberately among the trees. Its posture was strange, its movements unnatural, and it didn't resemble anything human. The figure seemed aware, almost as if it knew it was being watched. Some say it's a shadow, others believe it's something far more disturbing. But one thing is clear: whatever that thing was, it wasn't supposed to be there. What do you think was walking through those woods that day? A Reddit user shared a haunting discovery from an old photo taken along the Thames River path in the UK back in 2013. The photo appeared to show a peaceful, empty trail leading toward a bright clearing. For years, it was dismissed as light at the end of the path. But after zooming in recently, something far more unsettling appeared. A white, glowing figure standing where no one should have been. Even stranger, its shape shifted slightly between shots, as if it moved. No one was there that day, or at least that's what they thought. Whatever it was, it's beyond explanation. A TikToker uploaded a chilling video that's left viewers completely unsettled. The footage shows a strange white figure moving slowly through the woods, its shape neither human nor animal. The way it walked, almost unnatural, like something not meant to exist in this world. It didn't make a sound, didn't react, just glided through the trees as if watching. The TikToker shared the video, desperate for answers, but no one could agree on what it was. Some say it's a ghostly presence, others believe it's something far more sinister, something that shouldn't be roaming the forest at all. What do you think that figure was? This chilling video was shared by a Reddit user, and it captures one of the most intense encounters you can have while hiking alone in the forest. Everything was peaceful, the sound of birds, the rustling of leaves, until he noticed something massive moving forward in the forest trail. A gigantic moose with enormous antlers began walking straight toward him. You could feel his fear through the camera. He quickly ducked behind a tree, barely breathing, hoping it wouldn't notice him. Because when an animal that size decides to charge, there's nowhere to run. Imagine being deep in the forest, no one around, and this huge creature starts approaching you. Would you stand still and face it, or hide and hope it walks away? Sometimes nature's beauty can also be its most terrifying side. What would you do in his place? This chilling video was shared by a TikTok user who went hiking deep in the forest, just to enjoy the calmness of nature. Everything seemed peaceful, until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, a strange, thunderous growl echoed through the trees, loud, deep, and unsettling.
I think it's time to go.
He looked around, but there was nothing in sight. No movement, no sign of life, just that terrifying sound getting closer and closer. It felt like an unseen predator was watching, waiting. Realizing something wasn't right, he decided to leave before things turned dangerous. But what could have made that sound? A hungry wild animal? Or something far more mysterious hiding in the shadows of the forest? If you were in his place, alone and surrounded by that sound, would you stay and investigate, or run for your life? Sometimes the forest is quiet until it wants to be heard. This fascinating and slightly eerie video was posted by a YouTube channel, Outer Range, who hiked through a mountainous area full of ancient ruins. As he explored deeper, he stumbled upon something truly unbelievable, a 2-story building built right into the mountainside.
That's what I seen when I was glassing, but on the back side, look here, whole nother structure. Looks fairly, wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. See, it's built in, can't wait to get up there and see this.
The structure looked ancient, made entirely of clay and stone, standing silently against time. It was clear that people once lived here, but why would anyone choose to build their home inside a mountain in such an isolated place? Was it for protection, a hidden community, or something far more mysterious?
There's like a pocket right over here. Very cavernous area here, but it only goes back maybe 2.5 feet. I don't want to walk in or try to get in because the way this door was built, or it looks a little, let's see if I can brighten this up. I'll just reach in here. Even has an old piece of timber in here that was used for something. Oh wow, this is so, goodness, look at this. Let's see if I can, hopefully you can see the walls they're just black, completely black. So this one little, if I could give you a dimension, it's like 5 feet by 5 feet. But look up here, look up above.
You can almost feel the whispers of history in the cold mountain air. If you were the explorer, would you dare to stay overnight in that old mountain house, surrounded by nothing but silence and shadows? Or would you turn back before discovering what still lingers there? Some places were never meant to be found. Think you've seen it all? This next moment will change your mind. This terrifying video was shared by a TikTok user who went hiking alone through a quiet forest trail, or so she thought. The walk started peacefully, just the sound of leaves and birds, until she suddenly heard something strange. A loud growling, soft at first, whispering from the bushes. She stopped, looked around, but nothing was there. Then it came again, louder this time, closer. Her heart started racing. What could be inside the bush trying to get her attention when she was completely alone? Fear took over, and she did the only thing that made sense. She ran. But the eerie voice kept echoing behind her as she escaped down the trail. What would you do in that moment? Would you turn back to find out what was making the sounds? Or would you run before it's too late? Sometimes the forest speaks, but not every voice wants to be found. This video was shared by YouTuber Dave Explores, who ventured deep into a remote mountain range, but what he discovered left him speechless. Carved and painted across the Rocky Mountain wall were ancient red drawings, strange human-like figures, and symbols that looked far too deliberate to be random.
It's just insane to think about how old these are and they're still here. It is amazing. Like, I wonder what they were thinking about when they made these, you know? Obviously that one is of a person, but then what's this huge thing that looks almost like a fish in a way? And then a really tall person, look at that, it looks almost like a monster. Huge legs, just going way up. That's crazy to look at, isn't it? Over 200 years old, at least. Got the lizard person, and then whatever that was supposed to be. Looks like a face, doesn't it? That's what that one looks like.
The markings seem to have been there for centuries, weathered by time yet still eerily vivid, as if someone wanted their message to never fade. But what were they trying to say? Were these warnings, ritual signs, or perhaps a message from an ancient civilization that once lived here? If you stumbled across something like this, alone, in the middle of nowhere, would you keep exploring to uncover its meaning, or turn back before discovering something you weren't meant to see? Some markings tell stories, others warn you to leave. This intense video was posted by YouTuber Black Crag, who decided to take his adventure to the next level quite literally. He hiked high into the mountain valley, a place so steep and dangerous that most people wouldn't even dare to go near it. One wrong step and you'd tumble straight down the rocky slope below. Yet, he pushed forward, driven by the thrill of exploration and the breathtaking view waiting at the top. The wind roared wildly, echoing through the cliffs, as if warning him to turn back, but he didn't.
Gonna start concentrating and digging in, but before we do that, look at it. Look at it down the valley. Oh hell, cat bells there. That's stunning. The whole lot, look at it. Right, concentrate now. Let's go straight up here. A little bit polished. So we've got a bit of a decision point here. We can go around the edge here, look around to the left, and then up the back of this crag here, or we can just tackle it straight on. So we're going to go straight on. It looks pretty steep actually, but we'll go and have a look. So actually, yeah, as you get a bit closer, you can kind of see that you can just pick your way up anywhere, look, any which way you fancy. So let's try this way first. It is kind of polished, look, see that there? Quite a bit. But we'll go up this central bit here, and then that's pretty much it done, I think. Oh, I need two hands. Oh, I've got my foot stuck. Yeah, it was okay. It's a bit tricky with one hand and try to film and point it the right way. But if you do come here, just be mindful it is polished. Be different in the wet as well, and I reckon in the winter if it ices up, that'll probably stay iced for quite a long time, you know, even when other places have thawed. I bet it's covered in thick ice. So that's 2 done, 1 more to do here, and then it's pretty much straight up, I think. Straight, you know, kind of plain sailing. Get my breath back first. Oh, this looks very straightforward actually. It looks pretty tricky from below because you can't see this shelf, but it's all right.
Standing there surrounded by nothing but clouds and the raw pulse of nature, it was both terrifying and beautiful. Would you ever dare to climb this high just to experience that feeling, the edge of fear meeting the edge of freedom? Or would you stay safe below, watching from afar? Sometimes the best views come with the greatest risks. The fear doesn't stop here. It only grows. This eerie video was shared by a Reddit user, and it captures something truly unsettling deep in the woods. While hiking through the forest during a storm, he noticed the trees swaying violently, almost as if they were alive, fighting against the wind. One by one, the branches began to snap, and the trees groaned like they were about to collapse. The storm raged harder, but instead of running, he stood still, recording as nature unleashed its fury. The sight was both mesmerizing and terrifying. Imagine being alone in the forest, the wind howling, the trees bending to the point of breaking. Would you keep filming, or turn back before something falls your way? Sometimes, the forest doesn't need creatures or ghosts to be terrifying. Nature itself can remind us just how small we really are. What would you do in that moment? What comes next might be the most chilling part of all. This incredible video posted by YouTuber Josh the Intern might just be one of his most mysterious adventures yet. He discovered an 800-year-old document that described a hidden medieval prison, buried deep in the mountains, a place few have ever seen. Using only Google Maps and his courage, he set off on a long, exhausting hike. After hours of climbing through rugged terrain, he finally stumbled upon something chilling, an ancient stone tower, standing silent in the middle of nowhere. Inside, he found a dark cave, a prison carved into the heart of the mountain.
So I'm just by the structure I could see on Google Earth, and here is the cave we need to try and find a way into. And from here you can almost see that is bricks piled up. That is not naturally done. We'll go explore the structure beside it because it must be related, and hopefully we can find an entrance leading into that cave somewhere around it. Big brick walls. Question is, what is this structure? Is there any way inside? Oh, yes there is. Here we go. That is an entrance into the cave. That structure that we saw over there, this building that I'm in now, obviously housed the entrance inside, which confirms for us that this must be the prison. This must have been a guard post. I have never seen anything like this before. Look at this. I mean, it's exactly how it's described in the historical documents. We have found it. Whew, let's go inside and explore. You got a little structure here too. Maybe this is where the bed was? This was really built to be hidden. Here you can actually see a carved actual place here. Maybe they would have put candles to light it at night.
But why would anyone build a prison here? Isolated, unreachable, with no escape and no roads leading in or out. Who were the people once trapped here? Would you dare to hike into the unknown, chasing a mystery that's been buried for centuries? Some secrets were never meant to be found. This fascinating video was shared by Archaeolog, a YouTuber known for uncovering hidden treasures lost to time. While treasure hunting deep in the forest, his metal detector suddenly gave a strange signal. Something big was buried beneath the ground. Curious, he began to dig, and what he found left him completely stunned. Hidden beneath layers of dirt was an ancient box, weathered by time. When he opened it, the contents glittered. Coins, jewelry, and priceless relics, treasures that looked like they had been buried for centuries. But here's the mystery. Why would someone hide something so valuable in a place like this? Was it meant to be protected, or was it never meant to be found? If you were the one who uncovered this treasure, what would you do next? Keep it, report it, or dig deeper to uncover the full story? Every treasure tells a secret. This chilling photo was shared by a Reddit user who was hiking deep in the woods when he stumbled upon this. A doll's head, mounted on a stick, standing alone in the middle of the forest. He snapped a quick picture and turned back immediately. But the real question is, who put it there? Was it meant to scare people away, or is it a warning sign left by someone who didn't want to be found? The woods were completely silent, no one around, just this creepy figure staring back. If you came across something like this while hiking, would curiosity make you go closer, or would instinct tell you to run before things get really strange? Sometimes the scariest things in the forest aren't animals, they're the things left behind by humans. What do you think this could mean? On Halloween night in 2012, a family decided to explore the abandoned Fort Sanatorium in Saskatchewan. This crumbling relic once served as a tuberculosis hospital for Native Americans back in the 1920s. As they wandered through the eerie, wind-whispering ruins, the aunt began snapping photos with her small digital camera, trying to capture the ghostly beauty of the place. But when she scrolled through her pictures moments later, her blood ran cold. In one photo, just beyond the edge of the flashlight's glow, a figure stood partly hidden behind a tree watching. Panicked, she screamed for her family, clutching the camera in shaking hands. They didn't wait to see what it was. Within seconds, they were racing back to their car, leaving the sanatorium and whatever still lingered there behind in the dark. While hiking through the woods late at night, our group stumbled upon something downright chilling. A snake slithering up a tree, its body coiled and tightened with each smooth, deliberate move, gliding upward like it owned the place. I've never seen a snake climb a tree before, so watching it in action was equal parts creepy and mesmerizing. Have you ever witnessed something that wild in nature? Instagram creator Rosson Cisco, known for his sleek night drives in his Audi A3S, recently posted a video that sent chills down his followers' spines. At first, it looked like one of his regular late-night cruises, empty roads, quiet hum of the engine, a passenger seat beside him. But then, something unnerving happened.
No. Didn't even say anything. She just went like this, and I don't know if she's gonna touch it.
Yeah, no, that gave me a bad vibe. Yeah,
because it was like
running away from one of the camps.
Suddenly a woman appeared on the roadside. She didn't speak, she didn't move, she didn't even flinch as the headlights washed over her. There were no houses nearby, no cars, no reason for her to be there. Rosson sped past, his camera capturing the eerie figure fading into the darkness, leaving behind a mystery that no one has been able to explain. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling photo captured by a trail camera on a friend's property, and it's been giving people goosebumps ever since. The image reveals a shadowy, humanoid figure lurking in the background. Not quite human, but eerily close. According to the friend, that particular spot had always felt unsettling. Even though the photo was taken years ago, it continues to spark curiosity and unease online. Near Mount Macedon lies a curious spot. Locals whisper about the anti-gravity hill. Intrigued hikers often come to see if the legend is real. In one video, a girl sets a bottle down on the sloping road, expecting it to roll downhill. But to everyone's shock, it starts moving uphill, as if defying the laws of physics. Watching it glide against gravity itself leaves you wondering, is there something mysterious hidden here, or just a clever illusion. Either way, this is one of those places you have to see with your own eyes to believe. Every night at exactly 8 p.m, a strange sound began echoing through the neighborhood, low, haunting, and impossible to ignore. It lingered in the air until midnight, night after night for weeks on end. The person who recorded it couldn't figure out where it came from, and then, just as mysteriously as it began, the sound stopped. When the video hit the internet, most people were convinced it was just tree frogs singing by nearby ponds, but others weren't so sure. And if you're into eerie mysteries like this one, just wait until you hear what happened next. A man living deep in the Indonesian jungle heard something rustling outside his home one night. Curious and a little nervous, he grabbed his camera to see what it was.
Seh! 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 Nek, minggir nek, nek. Aku nggak ganggu nek. Ya Allah.
Through the darkness, two glowing eyes stared back at him from the bushes. He kept recording as the creature slowly stepped into view, and that's when he realized it was a massive tiger. Luckily, the beast turned and disappeared into the jungle without attacking. The man hurried back inside, heart racing. Just imagine living somewhere where a tiger could show up on your doorstep at any moment. In the deep woods of Texas, a man woke one night to find his front gate wide open, something that hadn't happened once in 15 years. Curious and uneasy, he checked his security footage, and what he saw made his blood run cold. At exactly 1:50 a.m, a young girl in a long white dress drifted onto his property, silent, pale, and moving like she wasn't part of this world. None of his neighbours saw or heard a thing. Their cameras showed nothing. It was as if she had appeared out of thin air and vanished the same way. Who was she? And what did she want that night in the forest? During a late-night hike, he suddenly froze. Something strange was moving in the dark. A winged scorpion crept across the ground. At least that's what it looked like. Heart pounding, he leaned in for a better look, and the truth turned out to be far less terrifying. Just a moth catching a free ride on an unsuspecting scorpion. While wandering through the rugged trails of Catalonia, Spain, a lone traveller stumbled upon something that froze them in their tracks. Nestled between the whispering trees stood a small statue of a child in a hat, its blank stare eerily lifeless, its presence disturbingly out of place in the wild. The forest seemed to hold its breath as the hiker, uneasy and curious, hurried past without daring to look back. A Redditor once shared a photo of herself and her sister sitting on a cliff beside an old, weathered house. At first glance, it looked like a normal snapshot, until viewers noticed something eerie lurking behind them. A strange figure, almost resembling a monkey, appeared in the background. But that didn't add up. What made it even creepier? Years before, their father had found a wooden box filled with bones near that very same cliff. Could it all be connected? Tegan and her boyfriend were having a perfect day outdoors, soaking up the sunshine and laughter. They snapped a quick photo to remember the moment, but when they looked closer, their smiles vanished. Behind them stood a strange, distorted figure. Something or someone that wasn't there when they took the picture. To this day, they still have no idea what they captured. An adventurer tore through the wild Australian outback, their car crunching over branches and pushing past the dense forest. Then, crack.
Yeah, right. Holy fuck.
What?
Oh! The vehicle jolted to a dead stop. The camera panned down to reveal a massive branch speared straight through the hood, just inches from the driver's seat. One more inch, and this adventure could have ended very differently. A Reddit user shared a chilling story from their trip through the dense forests of Germany last year. Miles away from any trace of civilization, they stumbled upon something deeply unsettling. A small handmade doll lying on the forest floor. It was crudely stitched from cloth, bound with a green ribbon, and seemed almost deliberately placed. The strange sight sent shivers through the group, none of whom dared to touch it. Some whispered that it might be part of an old local ritual. Others muttered about witchcraft or an offering. But the user couldn't shake the eerie feeling that they hadn't just found the doll, it had somehow found them. While hiking through a forest in Slovakia, a man unexpectedly found himself witnessing an incredible moment. Out of nowhere, two massive bears burst onto the trail, thundering downhill right past him, completely ignoring his presence. Amazingly, he kept his cool, capturing the heart-pounding scene on camera and waiting patiently until the forest fell silent once more. What could you have done in this situation? Two hikers set out to conquer the infamous Crib Goch Trail in Wales, a route so daring it feels more like walking a knife's edge than a mountain ridge. With sheer drops plunging on both sides, the trail demands absolute focus. But that day, a heavy mist rolled in, swallowing the path in a ghostly haze. The wind howled, the fog shifted, and in moments, the climb turned from thrilling to treacherous, where a single misstep could mean disaster. A woman who lives beside a cemetery captured something chilling on camera, something she swears wasn't human. In the footage, a shadowy figure drifts between the gravestones. At first glance, it could be mistaken for a person taking a walk at night, but she insists the movements were wrong, too smooth, too eerie to belong to anything alive. Even stranger, there's a moment early in the video that most people missed. A small object swaying gently while everything else, the grass, the trees, the air itself, stays perfectly still. No wind, no movement, just that one thing, shifting on its own. So what did her camera really capture that night among the dead? This chilling video was shared by a Reddit user, and it's every hiker's worst nightmare. While hiking along a quiet mountain trail, he suddenly came face to face with two massive black bears. His heart must have stopped. Desperately, he shouted and tried to scare them off, but the bears didn't flinch. They kept coming, slowly, fearlessly. Panicking, he whistled, yelled, and backed away, but they still followed step by step. Finally, he had no choice but to run for his life.
Okay. Alright. Got this. Okay. There's nowhere to go. They won't leave.
He was unbelievably lucky. Those bears weren't in hunting mode, or this story could have ended in tragedy. But imagine you were there, deep in the woods, no one around, just you and two bears staring right at you. Would you try to stand your ground, or would you run and pray they don't chase you? What you're about to witness might haunt you long after this ends. This eerie video was posted by the YouTuber Harbour Explore, and what he and his friend discovered deep in the forest is nothing short of disturbing. While hiking through the woods, they stumbled upon an old abandoned campsite, a torn tent, scattered belongings, and eerie silence all around. Everything looked untouched, frozen in time. It felt like whoever was here had left in a hurry or never got the chance to leave at all. Rumour has it that someone was found dead in these woods years ago. Could this have been their camp? Did these hikers just walk into the scene of something sinister?
Alright, here we are. It's a bit weird, eh? It's like a kid's bag there. It's a hiking pack. Part of a chair. I can't believe it's still standing. Yeah, so who knows how long this thing's been here. I mean, the body of the fella was found, I think, 2009. So if it is his, I'm not good at maths, what's that, 15 years or so ago? Surely it can't still be standing. We're gonna have a look around and see what we can find. What is it?
Date of manufacture is 2000, 28th of the 3rd, 2007.
Yeah, right. Bloody hell. So it could be that old, eh? Oh, that's a pair of track pants.
What size are they?
I can't see. Lift the bag up. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a bloody small light under the shit bag.
It's all orange paint inside it. Bright orange paint.
Every clue raised more questions. What really happened here? A forgotten tragedy? Or something darker still lurking nearby? If you stumbled across an abandoned tent deep in the forest, would you call the cops, or leave before whatever happened last time happens again? From whispers to screams, this is the moment you'll never forget. This chilling video was shared by a Reddit user who went on a 5-day solo hike through freezing rain and cold. But on one of those days, something terrifying crossed his path. While trekking through a narrow forest trail, he suddenly stopped, standing just a few feet away from a massive moose. It stared straight at him, silent, unmoving. The air went cold. He couldn't go forward, and turning back might trigger it. Moose aren't just big, they're dangerously unpredictable. One wrong move could be his last. Imagine you're in his boots, alone, miles from civilization, with this giant blocking your path. What would you do? Try to stand your ground, or turn back before it decides you're the threat? Just when it feels safe, the real horror shows itself. This eerie footage was posted by YouTuber Westin Yancey and what he captured deep in the forest has left viewers terrified. While hiking alone, Westin filmed his peaceful walk through the woods, completely unaware that something, or someone, was moving behind the trees just a few meters away. A tall, dark, pale figure, almost human but not quite, can be seen walking silently in the background.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Westin Yancey with Modern Outdoor Media. We just wrapped up a shoot out here with Just Instinct Creative, shooting the rad power bikes, riding some trails. I wanted to talk to you guys about a giveaway we're getting ready to launch with our B Alpha shirts. So these B Alpha shirts that you've seen on our social media, we're going to do a contest where those who buy one, if you go tag us in your rifle kills this year, we're going to give the best photo bison cooler. So you're going to be able to pack your hunting stuff, you're going to be able to pack your drinks, all that kind of stuff when you're out hunting. You know, so make sure you check out the B Alpha shirts on our website, modernoutdoormedia.com.
When he posted the video, his viewers were the first to notice it. Some say it was Sasquatch, others swear it looked more like Bigfoot. But here's the strange part. Westin claims he heard nothing. No footsteps, no movement, just silence. So, what was stalking him that day? A trick of the light? A creature hiding in plain sight? Or something far more sinister? If you were hiking and saw that figure, would you run or dare to keep filming? Just when it feels safe, the real horror shows itself. This unbelievable video was posted by Outdoor Boys, and it shows what true survival looks like in the heart of a raging blizzard. Snow is falling endlessly, wind howling through the night. Temperatures are so cold, even breathing feels dangerous. Instead of heading home, he decides to do something incredible. He builds a 12-foot, 4-meter snow shelter and spends the entire night inside it, surrounded by nothing but ice and silence. It's not a tent, it's a fortress of snow. But one question remains.
Oh, it's getting cold. Well guys, now that I'm done digging, let me give you a tour of the shelter here. Look at that. It's a lot of digging. We got vaulted ceilings there. Well, to give you an idea how deep the snow is, this pole is 9 feet tall. That's 3 meters, and it doesn't quite reach the roof. So we're about 11 and a half, 12 feet deep, or about 4 meters. The crazy thing is, I didn't even dig to the bottom. Now the tunnel I'm sleeping in tonight goes about 6.5 feet into the side of the hill. And then this part is about 7.5 feet long. Well, originally I was just gonna dig the tunnel this way, but I ended up hitting something solid and couldn't go any deeper. So I ended up having to hang a right. So my rough estimate is I ended up digging out about 400 cubic feet of snow. So yeah, moved a lot of snow today. Makes a big difference if you make your shelter big enough so that you don't have to crawl on your hands and knees. All right. Oh, that hot water bottle feels so good. With these snow caves, you always got to make them wide enough and tall enough that you can roll around a little bit and never touch the snow. If even a small part of you rubs up against the snow in the night, it's going to be so cold. Don't want any part of that. Well, it gets dark really early up here in Alaska, so I got a little bit of time before I need to go to sleep. I think I'm going to listen to an audiobook. All right, guys, it's late. I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'm going to see you guys in the morning, and I'm going to sleep in.
How long can someone really last inside something that could collapse at any moment? Would you dare to sleep inside a snow cave during a blizzard, knowing nature could turn against you in seconds? What drives someone to test their limits like this? Survival instinct, adventure, or pure madness? Because out there, in the frozen wild, comfort isn't an option, only courage is. The deeper we go, the more terrifying it becomes. This terrifying encounter was captured and posted by a Reddit user, 2 hikers out on a mountain trail, when they suddenly came face to face with not 1, but 2 mountain lions. At first, they thought it was a rare, beautiful sight, until reality hit. These were predators, even if still young. One wrong move, and things could have gone horribly wrong. You can hear the fear in their voices as one hiker shouts, trying to scare the lions away. But what if they were older, stronger, more aggressive? Would shouting still work then, or would it only make things worse? Imagine being there, deep in the wild, no help in sight, your heart pounding as two pairs of glowing eyes watch your every move. What would you do? Stand your ground? Run? Or freeze in fear, hoping they lose interest? Some encounters remind you, nature doesn't play fair. Think you've seen it all? This next moment will change your mind. This chilling video was posted by a TikToker. What started as a peaceful winter hike turned into a moment of pure terror. He was walking through the snowy woods, the air silent and cold, when suddenly a deep guttural growl echoed from the trees.
Got something coming down, man. I got something screaming down there. I don't know what this is, man. Something fucking screaming down there, man. Hello? Where are you? Show yourself right now! Something big moving in there, man. Something real big, guys.
It wasn't human. It wasn't an animal he could recognize. Just that low, haunting sound getting louder and closer. He froze, flashlight shaking in his hand, calling out into the darkness, but no one answered. Only that growl replied, rumbling through the woods like something hunting unseen. Imagine being there, completely alone, snow crunching under your boots and something lurking just beyond your light. What would you do? Run before it finds you, or stay to see what's really out there? Some sounds in the forest aren't meant to be followed. Sometimes silence is your only warning. Every second pulls us deeper into something truly sinister. This chilling clip was posted on NVTV on YouTube, and it's one of the creepiest encounters ever caught in the woods. A lone hiker was deep in the forest when he suddenly heard it, an eerie, blood-curdling scream echoing through the trees. It didn't sound human, and it didn't sound like any animal you'd ever recognize. The sound was raw, haunting, almost otherworldly. Panicked, he ran for his life before things got even stranger. But here's the question. So what was that sound? A wild animal no one's ever recorded? Something supernatural? Or a creature that shouldn't even exist? Something paranormal? Or maybe something that's been hiding out there all along? What would you do if you heard that scream in the middle of nowhere? Run, or stay and find out? If you're brave enough to keep watching, the worst is yet to come. This mysterious footage was shared by Jesse's drone adventures on YouTube, and what he discovered has left everyone asking the same chilling question. What was this place? While flying his drone through a remote mountain range, Jesse spotted a strange, hidden structure tucked beneath an abandoned railroad. Curiosity took over, so he hiked there to investigate. What he found was beyond explanation. A structure that looked part home, part shelter, maybe even part shrine, buried under the mountain. Inside, strange, ancient-looking objects were scattered everywhere, as if someone had once lived or performed something there.
Check it out, everybody. We are finally here. I have no idea what this place was, and I couldn't find any information on it on Google, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. My guess is there was probably a bunch of water here, or some sort of reservoir, and my guess would be this is where the workers lived to monitor the water. That's just my guess. If you have anything better, let me know. Let's see if we can make our way up here. We made it. There is nothing but junk, 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 and more junk in here. I don't know that I want to go walking around too much in here because there could be a bunch of rattlers underneath all this stuff. You can see a table, a bed over here. This would make for a pretty cool view though when it's raining. All the water coming rushing in over here. There's just tons and tons of stuff here. It almost looks like it could have also been somebody's house, but why would you build a house right here? Kitchen sink over there maybe? Or a workbench? Oh, look at this. That is a very, very old phone. Probably 80s or 70s. If I was out here with a few more people, I would probably dig through some of this stuff. But there's always the chance of running into a snake, scorpion, or something that bites. And I'm not too fond of getting bit in remote places such as this. Pretty astonishing if you ask me. Maybe I'll have to go back into town and ask some locals and see if they can shed some light on this place.
But why would anyone build something like this in complete isolation? Who lived there? And what were they doing before it was abandoned? Could it have been a secret hideout, a ritual site, or something far darker that was never meant to be found? If you discovered a hidden structure like this, would you go inside or turn back? One wrong glance, and you'll see what shouldn't be seen. This mysterious video was posted by hajasecho.peak.natala.park on TikTok. While hiking deep in the woods, he stumbled upon something that stopped him in his tracks. A wooden staircase standing tall in the middle of nowhere. No buildings, no trails, just this eerie structure, perfectly built yet completely out of place.
I'm 200 miles from the nearest town. What's this thing doing here?
Who would construct something like this, and why? There were no signs of life around, no reason for it to exist. Curiosity took over fear, and with a brave heart he decided to climb it. Imagine he saw something while climbing the staircase. What next? Would you dare climb a mysterious staircase in the middle of the forest, not knowing where it leads, or what might be waiting at the top? Some say these steps are portals, others say they're traps. But one thing's for sure, things built in the woods, without reason are rarely innocent. This terrifying encounter was shared by Angbona TV, a YouTuber known for hiking deep into the woods and exploring eerie, mysterious places. While hiking deep in the woods late at night, he suddenly heard something that froze him in place, a faint movement among the trees. He turned his light toward the sound but saw nothing. Moments later he said he heard a scream through the darkness. It wasn't an animal, it sounded almost human, yet no one was there.
So I do remember there was one time we had a crazy experience, but if I recall correctly, it was like back there. I swear I just heard something moving through the trees. Or maybe it was just a crackling from my campfire. Okay. Okay, that was that, like, scream again. What the hell is that? I swear we hear that, like, every time we come here. Last time, too. I do have my knife on me, just in case. So I don't know if it's out here, or why. I don't know why, it seems so much spookier out here. It seems like hazy down there. I could barely even like really see properly. Let me get my flashlight out. Either way, it's an adventure.
Alone in the silent forest, every rustle, every echo felt like something or someone was watching him. What could be making those screams in the woods? A wild creature? A lost soul? Or or something far more terrifying that doesn't want to be seen? If you were in his place, would you investigate that scream or run for your life before it's too late? Fear lingers in the silence, waiting for its moment. While hiking off trail deep in a canyon within the San Bernardino National Forest, this Reddit user stumbled upon something that sent chills down his spine. A massive footprint pressed into the dirt. It wasn't human, at least it didn't look like it. The print was roughly the same length as his own foot, a man's size 12, but nearly twice as wide. Nearby, faint impressions hinted at toes, yet this was the only full footprint. No trail, no follow-up prints, just one haunting mark in the earth. What could have made it? A massive animal? A trick of nature? Or something far more mysterious roaming the forest that night? If you were alone in the woods and came across a footprint like this, what would you do? Would you turn back immediately, or follow the trail to uncover what was left behind? This eerie video was shared by Squatch TV on YouTube. In the clip, a massive dark figure can be seen in the distance, its shape unclear, its movements unsettling. It didn't look entirely human, yet it didn't look like any known animal either. But one thing was clear, it was violently shaking a tree, as if trying to make a statement. The person filming captured it from afar, too afraid to get any closer, and honestly, who wouldn't be? What kind of creature has the strength to shake an entire tree like that? Could it really be a Sasquatch, or is there something even more mysterious lurking in those woods? If you were the one filming and saw a figure like that in the distance, would you stand your ground and keep recording, or drop everything and run for your life? Think you've seen it all? This next moment will change your mind. This video was shared by a Reddit user, and it captures one of the most intense encounters you could ever imagine in the wild. A photographer ventured deep into the woods, simply hoping to capture some stunning nature shots. But what he didn't expect was to come face to face with a massive bear creeping toward him. The air grew still, his camera still rolling as the bear came closer and closer. Luckily, he was prepared. In a split second, he pulled out his bear spray and used it just in time, sending the animal running back into the forest. But here's the real question. What if he didn't have that spray? What would you do if a bear started approaching you in the middle of nowhere, with no one around to help? Would you stand your ground, or run for your life? This eerie video, uploaded by Adam23817 on YouTube, has left viewers completely baffled. In the clip, a woman is out hiking alone in the forest, recording a peaceful moment surrounded by nature. But what her camera captured was far from peaceful.
Isn't this gorgeous? We are on the backside of Marylhurst College. I had no idea this was down here. And probably wouldn't have if Izzy didn't chase a big white-tailed deer right through the woods. She is having the best time. Aren't you?
Just seconds after she starts filming, something strange moves in the distance, like a brown, shadowy figure gliding between the trees. It didn't move like a human, and it didn't stand like any known animal. What was it? She didn't even notice it while filming. But once the video hit the internet, viewers were quick to spot the mysterious movement, and everyone's been trying to figure it out ever since. So what do you think was lurking out there? Was it a person, a spirit, or something beyond explanation? And if you were in her shoes, would you keep recording, or run before that shadow got closer? From whispers to screams, this is the moment you'll never forget. This video was shared by a TikTok user who captured something chilling while walking alone at night.
So this frickin' thing, it's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But it followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now. Alright.
This eerie video was posted by a TikTok user who decided to hike deep into the Mojave Desert, miles away from civilization, with no signs of life and nothing but the endless sand and silence. But then, that silence was shattered. Out of nowhere, a bone-chilling scream echoed through the desert air. No one around, no footprints, no hint of where it came from. Just him, alone, surrounded by emptiness. Panic kicked in as he started running, his heart racing with every step. Imagine being miles away from help and you hear that same scream pierce the night. What would you do? Would you stand your ground and try to find where it's coming from? Or run before whatever made that sound finds you first? Because out here, no one can hear you scream back. Shadows hide secrets, and one is about to be revealed. This video was posted by MA Journey, a YouTuber known for venturing deep into the woods, exploring the unknown, uncovering hidden cabins, and experiencing the raw beauty and danger of nature firsthand. While hiking deep in the woods, the snow suddenly began to fall hard. Within minutes, everything turned white and eerily silent, the kind of silence that makes your heartbeat echo in your ears. The trail vanished. The forest looked unfamiliar, dangerous. But then, through the thick snow, he spotted something. An old abandoned cabin barely standing. That small shelter might have been his only chance to survive the storm. But here's the real question. Is that cabin truly safe? Alone in the middle of the forest, with a snowstorm raging outside, who knows what could be lurking just beyond the trees, watching. If you were trapped in a blizzard like this and found an old, forgotten cabin in the woods, would you take shelter inside? Or would you risk the storm and try to find your way out before nightfall? This chilling video was shared by a TikTok user who went hiking deep into the woods at night. Everything seemed calm, until their camera caught something truly disturbing.
Tyson. Monty.
A dark shadow figure gliding. It appeared for just a split second before vanishing into the darkness, faster than the eye could follow. When the clip was posted online, viewers were left speechless, arguing over what it could be. Was it a ghost, a shadow person, or something far more sinister lurking in the night? Imagine being there, surrounded by darkness, and seeing a shadow move where no one should be. Would you dare investigate, or run before it returns? What do you think that shadow truly was? A trick of light or proof that something supernatural walks among us? This video was posted by Aventuras y Jose, a YouTube channel known for hiking deep into the mountains, uncovering the raw and untamed beauty of nature, and sometimes stumbling upon the most unexpected, heart-stopping encounters. While hiking through the vast mountain desert, he spotted something that instantly made him stop and zoom in his camera. In the distance, a figure was walking, then entered somewhere. A moment later, he saw someone moving into this cement tube, almost as if it were his home.
Desde aquí agarré una. Uy. Si es persona. ¿Será mujer o será hombre? ¿Quién sabe? Pero se ve que va bien. Yo lo grabo por cualquier cosa, mi gente. Pero a ese señor o mujer, o quién sabe qué será, mujer o hombre, no se sabe. Pero lo agarro muy lejos. Cuídense mucho en las montañas porque aquí hay mucha víbora cascabel. Ah, se metió. Fíjense mi gente que por allá vi que se movió algo. Parece que se metió en medio, pero no ha salido. Lo agarro lejos, muy lejísimo de aquí, pero esa persona ahí, uy, se dieron como cuetazos. Pero ya a ver, por ahí está muy lejos. Por ahí ve, mire. Parece que es un tubo y hay algo por ahí. Allí vive alguien, ahí en eso, hacer como un tubo de cemento. Y por ahí como que es una casita o algo. Alguien que vive por ahí. Yo lo vi desde lejos, pero vi el bulto. Pero es persona, no es animal, ni es ni vaca, ni nada. A lo mejor sí, pobrecito la gente que vive así, no es fácil. Pero lo agarro lejos de aquí. Es una casita y un tubo por ahí. Ese tubo tiene hoyo por dentro y por allí vive alguien. Yo lo vi que iba caminando, pero no lo alcancé a agarrar. Y ahí, como está algo frío, ahí se me hace que está durmiendo. Sí, en continuación yo buscaba la ruta por donde voy, pero no he visto ni un coyote. Y aquí hay mucho coyote salvaje aquí.
But here's the chilling part. This place was miles away from civilization, surrounded by nothing but silence and sand. Why would anyone live out here, completely cut off from the world? Was he hiding from something or someone? The thought alone sent shivers down his spine. What could drive a person to choose isolation in such a barren, unforgiving place? If you were the one who saw this, someone disappearing into a concrete tube in the middle of nowhere, would you get closer to find out the truth? Or turn back before you discover something you wish you hadn't? This eerie picture was posted by a Reddit user who went hiking deep into the forest. Everything seemed calm and peaceful, nothing unusual around her. She snapped a few pictures and continued her hike, unaware of what she had just captured. But later, when she got home and started scrolling through her photos, she noticed something chilling. A dark, shadowy figure standing in the background. It didn't look human, yet it didn't look like an animal either. Just standing there, watching. What do you think that black figure was? Could it be a creature lurking in the woods? Or something supernatural that only revealed itself through the camera? If you found something like this in one of your photos, would you go back to the same spot, or delete the picture and pretend you never saw it? The line between reality and nightmare blurs right here. This chilling encounter was shared by Angbona TV, a YouTuber known for his fearless night hikes and solo camping adventures. But this time things took a darker turn. While hiking alone deep in the forest, he suddenly felt something. Movement. The air grew heavier, the silence thicker. He turned around, expecting to see an animal, but there was nothing. Just the rustle of leaves and the uneasy feeling that something unseen was circling him.
Possible maybe it actually went up that way? I don't even know. I guess we'll go up. Whoa, what the f was that? Okay, something big just like moved or made a thud or something behind me. What the hell? What was that? It kind of sounded like a rock. But how? Unless it was... Okay, that was weird. I'm still not, like, seeing anything. Is there something up there in the trees? You guys let me know if you see anything that I don't notice. That was weird. It sounded legit like a giant thud behind me. Okay, I swear I just heard that growl noise again from up there. I don't see anything though. Okay, we gotta go up there. I think that's where the road goes, so if we go back, it'll go further up that way. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting tonight. We are back on the road. Yeah, the road does definitely turn up.
The longer he stayed, the stronger that presence felt, like the forest itself was warning him to leave. What do you think was out there watching him? A spirit? A creature? Or something even stranger? If you were alone in the woods at night and felt like unseen eyes were following you, would you keep going or turn back before it's too late? What you're about to witness might haunt you long after this ends. This eerie photo was shared on Reddit by a user who claimed his grandfather took it years ago while hiking deep in the woods. The old man kept it hidden for a long time, afraid people would think he was crazy or faking it. But after rediscovering the picture, his grandson decided to post it online, hoping someone could finally explain what his grandpa captured that day. In the photo, you can clearly see a dark, towering figure, its shape unlike anything familiar. Not quite human, not quite animal, just standing there, motionless in the forest. So what do you think this could be? A person in a costume? Some unknown creature that shouldn't exist? Or something far beyond our understanding? If you found this on your camera, would you tell the world, or keep it a secret like he did? Every second pulls us deeper into something truly sinister. This video was shared by Outer Range, a YouTuber known for exploring mysterious mountains and uncovering hidden truths buried in time. But during one of his hikes, he stumbled upon something truly strange. Symbols and carvings etched deep into the mountain walls. Some looked ancient, almost sacred, while others seemed more like warnings. The markings didn't appear random. They felt deliberate, as if someone long ago wanted to send a message to anyone who dared to enter.
Well, guys, this didn't take long to find something. What do we have here? Quite interesting that all this is vertical, isn't it? I mean, it just looks like all these sharpening grooves, and again, that's what we call them, sharpening grooves. There's some sort of date someone's carved into that, but huh, does that kind of look like a horse right there? You got to remember, this area is inhabited by the ancients for sure. We're up here in ancient territory, but you know, in this particular area, the Utes came along after the fact. So whenever you see a horse carved in or something like that, perhaps it's 200 years old, 300, 400 possibly, but you know, the Spanish brought the horses. So I don't know that it's been documented that anywhere that the ancient carvings showed any horses of any kind, but this is a fascinating rock, just covered. Now they're so low, it makes me think that these rocks right here that we're on, I don't know, maybe they fell from overhead later and created a pile of rubble here that maybe, who knows, maybe there's a structure underneath all of this. Look at this, there's more. Very faint, but the camera actually picks them up better than my eyes out here. Come back. If you look closely, you can see some really old work in there. You can see a hand. A lot of modern graffiti, I will call it, but tucked in there, these amazing pieces. I like to call these the original waypoints. There's several right here.
But what could these signs be saying? Are they warnings to stay away from something dangerous that lies ahead? Or are they remnants of an ancient civilization trying to tell their story before it was lost to history? If you were the one who discovered these mysterious carvings in the mountain, would you keep exploring to uncover their meaning, or turn back before finding out something you're not meant to know? From whispers to screams, this is the moment you'll never forget. This terrifying video was shared by a YouTuber who decided to spend a peaceful night camping in the woods, but what happened next turned into a heart-stopping encounter.
No. You're not getting my food. Get out of here. Go. Get. Holy crap, it's a bear. I'm sitting here eating. Dude, go. I can't even eat my food. You got plenty of food out here. Go. Get. Go. He keeps coming over. I go hang my food up because I'm not eating tonight. Thank you. Get out of here. I was literally sitting there with a bag of food because I had my food bag and I just cooked food. And he was like right behind me, 20 feet from me, not far.
As she sat down to enjoy her meal, she suddenly noticed movement behind her. And when she turned around, a massive bear was standing just a few feet away, staring straight at her. Panicking, she tried to scare it off, but the bear didn't budge. It just stood there, watching her every move, almost as if deciding what to do next. Now imagine being in her place, alone in the forest, no one around to help, and a hungry bear right behind you. Would you drop your food and slowly back away? Or would you try to protect what's yours and risk standing your ground? What would you do if this happened to you in the middle of the wild? Fear lingers in the silence, waiting for its moment. We came across this terrifying story from a Reddit user, and it still gives me chills every time I think about it. He said he was camping near the edge of town, right beside miles of untouched forest. Late one night, around 2:37 AM, his trail camera went off. Normally it'd be raccoons or squirrels, but this time, the figure on the screen wasn't crawling. It was standing, tall, pale, motionless. Then it tilted its head and looked straight into the camera. Curious and foolishly brave, he grabbed a flashlight and went out to check. The woods was silent, but then he heard it. Slow, heavy breathing. When he turned, he saw it. A pale, man-shaped figure staring right at him, holding an axe. He ran for his life. The next morning, the camera footage was corrupted except for one frame, the figure leaning into the lens. Now, imagine it. What would you have done if that were you? The deeper we go, the more terrifying it becomes. This video was posted by Action Adventure Clips on YouTube, and it'll make you question just how far you'd go for exploration. While hiking deep in the mountains, they stumbled upon something strange, a hidden cave tucked beneath a massive rock. Curiosity took over, and they decided to go inside. The deeper they went, the darker and narrower it became, the walls closing in, the air getting colder. Every sound echoed like something was moving just beyond the light.
Whoa, dude, there's like a jack holding up the ceiling.
A jack?
Yeah, like a ceiling jack holding it up. There's also some bats. This is insane. Dude, it's buckling under the weight. Oh. Alright, don't touch the ceiling. Oh, it's getting wider. Yeah. See a wooden rail? Weird. No metal track. See that?
Yep. What we got going on, Dave?
Oh, just looking at an area that was work. Lots of bedrock exposed here. All up in here, we had pockets of plaster.
Check it out, there's dynamite up here. Sitting in a glass jar. Let's not touch that. Oh, there could be blasting caps on the ground. We gotta be careful where we step. Okay.
That, dude.
Huh?
Dude.
The wind is whipping through here. I know. Feels great. It's like a network of flooded tunnels.
They had no idea where the cave would lead, but they kept going. Would you dare to crawl into an underground cave not knowing what's waiting inside? What if they weren't alone in there? What if something ancient was watching from the dark? After a long, tense journey, they finally found another exit. But what if there hadn't been one? Would anyone have ever found them again? The fear doesn't stop here, it only grows. This TikTok user shared one of the most terrifying experiences you could while hiking deep in the woods, far away from any trail or sign of civilization. Everything was quiet at first, until she stumbled upon something unbelievable. Out there, in the middle of nowhere, she saw a group of people dancing. But it wasn't the kind of dancing you'd expect from campers having fun around a fire. No music, no laughter, just slow, eerie movements under the trees. She froze, realizing something felt off. Who were these people? And why would anyone come this deep into the forest just to dance in silence? Was it some kind of ritual? Or something far darker? If you were in her shoes, would you stay hidden and watch, or run before they noticed you? What comes next might be the most chilling part of all. This video was posted by Sansan, a YouTuber known for his bold, rainy camping adventures. On this trip, he thought it would just be a drizzle, peaceful rain, calm vibes, the sound of droplets hitting his tent. But nature had other plans. Within hours, the rain turned into a relentless downpour. The entire campsite was soaked, the ground flooded, his gear drenched, and his once cozy tent became a cold, uncomfortable mess. What was supposed to be a relaxing escape quickly turned into a miserable, sleepless night in the middle of the forest. Would you dare to camp under weather like that? Or would you pack up and leave before the storm got worse? And do you think he should have stayed to brave the experience? Or was it a mistake from the start? This video was posted by a TikTok user, and at first everything looked perfect. A group of friends was out in the forest, enjoying a peaceful picnic, laughing, eating and soaking up nature. But then, things took a terrifying turn.
Excuse me! Johnny! Hello! Hey! Guys!
Out of nowhere, a massive bear appeared, walking straight toward their picnic spot. Some people noticed early and ran for their lives, while others didn't even realize what was happening until the bear was right there. Luckily, this bear didn't come to attack, it just seemed curious, calmly sniffing around before wandering off. But imagine, what if it wasn't peaceful? What would you do if a bear showed up at your picnic? Run, stay still, or try to scare it away? And would you ever go back to that same forest again after something like this?